Happy Friday evening, everybody. My name is 12 Gauge. Welcome to my channel, 12 Gauge Investigative. Hold on a second. Let me clean the lens a little bit. Maybe make it a little clearer. Okay, that did wonders, did it not? Sometimes there seems to be smudges and stuff on there. But I thought I'd get on live and just discuss some things and spend the evening with 12 Gauge. I did have a prior engagement set up, but I don't think it's going to happen. But regardless, the fact, I thought I'd get on regardless whether that's going to happen or not. I'm on my way to my parents' house. I've kind of dog sitting for the night, I guess. And so I'm driving, and some of the best lives that I've had have been the ones in the car, because whether people really will ever say it, I'm sure they get tired of seeing people behind the screen, because a lot of times those people don't seem to be real. They're just a person behind the screen sitting behind a desk talking about random stuff. And if you're not talking about, interviews about, Dylan or Maddie or Emily or those types of people in the Idaho 4Ks, it seems like people don't want to really tune in. And I've had to deal with a lot of situations lately regarding my channel, because I did make a video one time and explained everything that's going on with my channel. And as if you've been watching me at all, anytime, you do understand that my channel is a constant process of change. It doesn't really fit a cookie cutter type thing where I just sit in the same lane and just do the repetitive things over and over and over. I'm always trying to upgrade it. I'm always trying to do something different, because you know what? I am the one presenting it, so it would indeed be boring if I did the same thing to my, for my channel all the time, such as discuss the same case, discuss the same theory, discuss the same type of things that, I've already gone over once or twice. So I try to change it up, man, because if I'm not having fun, I know damn well y'all are having fun. And regardless of what people's perspective on my channel is, it's not just about going over true crime and trying to educate people in the reality of it. But there's so much misconception out there regarding true crime. And I'll tell you, one of the things that I heard today was, when people are interviewing a particular person, how come they're not asking those kind of questions that you would get like a regular person asking, like, what happened? What was going on that night? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm about to break it down for you. When it comes to interviewing versus interrogation, because we always go back to that. And hopefully at one point people will understand the differences, when you interview somebody, you're asking those basic questions to get information, to just count them as a suspect. Am I what? I don't know what that says. I'm driving, I can't really read it. I'll read it here in a second. But as far as an interview is concerned, you're asking those questions to kind of just say, let me get the information from this person regarding the major points of what I'm asking information for, and that's what an interview is. I stoked? Of course I'm stoked. I'm always stoked, man. No. This is just my personality, and if you're new to the channel and you're tuning in, thank you so much. I have a very mild demeanor. So I have been asked a lot of times, do I smoke? Honestly, I don't. I used to when I was younger, but I don't anymore. So I don't know if that's a carryover from when I was young or whatever, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So thank you so much for asking. Thank you for being here, and thank you all for saying hello. As I'm driving through these Texas back roads, you can, if you are from Texas, let me know that you're from Texas, or if you're from another state, let me know what state you're from, what country you're from, because I'm always curious as who's in the live and who's not. But be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and share if you enjoy what I'm presenting. So, back to what I was talking about. When you're asking interview questions, let me turn this light on because it's getting kind of dark in here. When you're asking those interview questions, you're asking to kind of not discredit the witness, not to try to say, I'm trying to trap you into saying something that I want to know. Put you at the crime scene. What, if you've ever been involved with the crime. No, rather, those questions are being asked because they're trying to just find out random information. Have any of you ever been why is my face like that? I don't know. I don't know why my face is like that. Thanks for asking. That's hilarious. Fredericksburg, Virginia. Thank you so much for being here. That is an interesting question. Why is my face like that? I don't know. I was born like that. I don't know. Maybe it's the glasses. Maybe it's just my look. You know what I mean? But anyways, it's interesting the things that people ask you when you're live. Why is your face handsome is what they meant. That's hilarious. Hey Jeff, thank you for being here, buddy. I don't know. I don't know why it's like that. Maybe maybe YouTube's streaming it weird. I don't know. Maybe it looks weird because I am weird. I don't know. Good question though. Thank you for being here. Arizona's in the house. Okay. Arizona's in the house. So how is like I would just say, when we get to an interrogation, if any of you have ever been interrogated for a crime, you understand that the interrogation factor is totally different than the interview. And I talk about that Idaho case because it is the most high profile case that's been around in a long time. And the only person that's ever been interrogated would be the person who's in prison right now. And that person is Mr. Brian Kohberger. So all the other people that you're seeing, they were interviewed for information so they could get information on the individuals that were in the house, that were, survived the brutal crime. But anyways, I just wanted to clear that up for a minute. I am here at my parents' and I'm going to show you a little bit of what their land looks like, especially here in the great state of Texas. Let me turn this around. Like I said, sometimes these lives are better when you're not behind a desk. This is the front of their gate. As you can see, the cowboy up there. Um, and this is their fence line. This is their land. They do currently have some RVs on their land that they're fixing up. But those are back there. Don't really want to show much more because I don't want, I know what I mean. He's already kind of particular with what's shown and what's not, which I don't blame him because you don't want people knowing so much about your property that they can potentially come and steal from you. So as you can see, it's a wide open field, not wide open field, but there's a bunch of land here, and across the street there's like a drilling rig that's going on over there. I know you can't really see a lot of it, but at nighttime you can hear the drilling rig taking place over there. So let me show you the rodeo arena that is not too far from here. One thing that my parents have a lot of out here right now, a lot of little baby snakes. So, okay, I don't know what was going on with that, but okay. He'd be doing donuts in the middle of that field. Oh, my dad would be pissed off if I did. Okay, I'm back. If y'all are still here, I'm back. It's a great sunset, for reals. It's something to be said about sunsets. A lot of people don't really take the time to spend outside very much anymore. I can see can you see it looks like a giraffe's neck right there? That's the drilling rig that I was telling you about. I hope y'all are kind of enjoying this. I can't get on. See those lights over there? That is the rodeo arena that I was telling you about. So there's a lot of, the grass has already started to die. Here in Texas, it's not really cold, but it's not extremely warm either. Only during the day. So I hope that y'all had a good week this week. It is Friday, so many people are preparing for the weekend. I'm preparing to go to the gym here in a little bit. I just stopped by to check on my parents, dog. And those of you who have followed me at any time, you're preparing for 2030. Okay. Like I said, you new chatters in here, let me know where you're from. Hit your state. Let me know if this is your first time in here. I understand what it means. Understand what it means. Um, Let me know where you're from. It's always nice to have new people in here. After a while, I haven't had a lot of people come in here because there's been some situations with the channel that I'm cleaning up. I've actually been able to clean up. So I'm happy to see that there's different people in here, that there's different people chatting. It makes me a little leery for all the new names that I see, especially the ones that say different things because I know of some of the things that were going on before. Um, so, yeah. Let me know where you're from. Let me know how your Friday evening is going. Once again, my name is 12 Gage, and I do go live from time to time when I'm not behind the desk. And here in a minute, after after I get off here, I'm going to take you on a tour of a prison on the outside of a prison, and I'm actually going to walk around. But let me go check on this dog, and please come back here in about 30 minutes, and I'll take you on a journey outside of a prison. So, those of you that have been in here, please come back. And I'll see you in a little bit. I'm going to do a kind of a live outside of a prison. So, that constitutes the investigative side because I'm going to talk about true crime. And I just wanted to kind of give y'all a little intro as to what I'm going to be doing tonight. So if you're not doing anything, come spend some time with me. And I will see y'all again here in a little bit. Talk to you soon.